When it comes to eyebrows, if you start them way down here, they're gonna look funny. You wanna skip some space. And you need to just do this lightly. It's gonna take some time for you to sculpt the eyebrow. I start with kind of a rounded, long rectangle first. And when I get to this side of the circle, I kind of go down some. To portray a more masculine character, they're going to have wider eyebrows, okay? So your rectangle is going to be a bit wider than what you did your feminine one. And then curve down slightly, kind of give it a little bit of a tail. Same as on the other side, try to match it. You can draw an imaginary line from the bottom of this eyebrow over to try to match the side so that, you know, one eyebrow isn't higher up than the other. Unless you're going for that. That's how you create facial expressions. Like if you wanted this person's, you know, to have an emotion of that they're confused or they're curious and one eyebrow's higher than the other, then go ahead and do that. This is a zoomed in piece of paper to talk about noses, and this can be used for feminine faces or masculine faces. I want for you to just watch some options. Take a look at this right angle right here, these two right angles. We're just watching. If you put a parentheses right in this angle and another parentheses right in this angle, then your character is going to appear to have a slender, pointier nose, okay? There's another option, and it comes down to just moving little millimeters. So I'm erasing this out. If you want your character to have a little bit of a flatter and wider nose, just a little bit, nothing crazy, nothing too exaggerated, you just go a little bit on the outside and make your parentheses connect here to the right angle and do an ending parentheses on the outside and connect it to the right angle. It's going to give you an ever so slightly flatter and wider looking nose for your character. There are some lines that we need to erase that are in the way. Erase out this horizontal line right here. Also, don't erase out your parentheses. Erase out kind of around the parentheses, leave them there. Then you can get rid of both vertical lines. I want to point out the center of this parentheses. Don't draw this, I'm just pointing it out. This is the center of this parentheses, and this is the center of this parentheses. I'm pointing out the center because we're about to put some long negative signs or minus signs slightly below the center, And also, they cannot touch the parentheses, so there's some rules with them. This negative sign is below the center. Here's the center. I put in a long negative sign below it. And look how there's a space right here. It does not touch the parentheses. On this side, I can try to match it as much as I can. I'm doing a long minus sign. I'm doing a long minus sign, and I'm making sure that it does not touch the parentheses. I can lift this one up a little bit to match it better. So we have these two minus signs, and they do not touch the parentheses. It's time to create a shallow letter U or a wide long letter U. If you're right-handed, then you'll be doing it this way, but because I'm left-handed, I'm going to sketch slightly down and over this way and pull up into that negative sign over there. Just like in our previous lesson where we learned how to draw eyes, we're going to make some lines that give the illusion that the nose is coming up and off of the face. On this side, I'm going to have a line go a little bit almost connected to the eyebrow, pulling slightly in and aiming it towards this parentheses and slightly aiming towards the parentheses. I won't make them all the way connect because it'll end up being too distracting. On this side, it's going to be not as long of a line. I'm going to skip some space down from the eyebrow and curve slightly in and kind of aim. I'll aim towards this parentheses, but I won't bring it all the way there. Just some simple information lines. We're going to focus on this horizontal line, and we want to put a extremely shallow letter U. Like this is a pretty shallow U here. We're going to do one even more shallow directly underneath it. So we want to make sure that this extremely shallow U ends up being directly underneath this one. And I'm going to do this heavy you shouldn't. This U is so incredibly shallow, like this. And on my main character, that U looks like this. It's so tiny and shallow. That's what we're doing right now. Then if this was like our digital art program, if you could copy this shallow U and move it up some and paste it, that's what we need to do next. However high up you move this is how big the top lip is going to be. So some people will move this up to here. For this character who has fuller lips, I actually skip space pretty much to about here. To put in that fuller lip, to put in this shallow letter U. Now there's a line that we don't need anymore. We don't need this tiny line that is inside of this U. Erase that out. It's so little on your paper. Now what we're going to do is visit this side of the extremely shallow letter U and curve a little up, over, and bring it into the corner or the edge of this line, which is going to be the corner of the mouth. Then on this side of the shallow letter U, we're curving slightly up, over, and to that corner. Common mistake that people do with the bottom lip is they start right at this edge here. We're not starting at these edges. Find your edge and actually go in some. See how I've gone in? Now I'm going to do a slight kind of curved diagonal line. Then on this side, I'm not going from the edge. I'm going in some and doing a diagonal curve line. Then I'm going to do a diagonal curve line to combine them. With the feminine mouth, we drew the entire mouth line. With the masculine mouth, we are only going to do just this bottom line here. And with our shading later in the shadow, it's going to give the illusion of a bottom lip. So we're not actually connecting this line to that old horizontal mouth line. We are just creating a line with a curved edge here and a curved edge there. So to do that, underneath your letter U, put in a horizontal line. Then slightly curve up this side. It's an ever so slight curve. You want the end of this line to aim here. It kind of aims to the corner of the mouth. When I curve this one, it points and aims. It's time to focus on the chin area. Looking at the differences between a feminine and masculine chin, the masculine chin it's wider, and the feminine chin is more narrow and curved. So your chin might already be narrow and curved. It just depends on how you curved this line out earlier. I'm going to take a moment and make this chin a little bit more narrow. It's very boxy looking, which would work for a more masculine face. But to do this, I can, let's see, start at the bottom and curve more in, and I'll end up erasing that extra out. Start at the bottom and curve more in. Now this extra right here is what we're going to erase out. And when I do that, this person has more of a narrow, rounded chin. I also on my character have moved my chin down some more. Some people, when they put in this bottom lip, they're gonna have like a tiny chin. It's gonna look funny. If that's so, then just move your chin line down some more. We're gonna end up re-sculpting the entire bottom of this jawline, okay? This would be fine if you wanted to keep your character like a young masculine character, but to make them appear a little bit older, like maybe in their late teens and 20s, find the center of your ear, which is about here. There's about this much space down here and an equal amount on top. We're going to create a light diagonal line. I just did mine heavy so that it shows up on camera. Same thing on the other side. Find the center of the ear, which is about here, and create a light diagonal line. We're going to resculpt the chin. Draw an imaginary line from the corner of your mouth straight down. You can put a measurement line. I'm going to do mine heavy so it shows up on the camera. From the corner of your mouth straight down, line right here. I'm going to extend this chin down and erase out the old chin line. Not at the very top of that measurement line, kind of where the old chin line used to be. I'm going to draw out and away and match it to the center of the ear. So this is a line that we're going to end up erasing. That's our old face line. Our new face line, we've drawn a little bit out and away, up, and kind of to the center of the ear. Let's go ahead and erase out the old jawline. Same thing on this side. We're going to end up erasing this, but I'm going to keep it there as a reference to figure out how far away I'm pulling from it. From where our old face line used to be, you can put your pencil there, draw out and away from it, and then up into the center of the ear. Then erase out your old face line.